Has anyone ever compared you to Michael Moore? And if so, what are your feelings about that?
I have been compared to Michael Moore, but mostly just because we're both fat. It's not really been like, you two are a lot. There's no one's really ever been like, you're just like Michael Moore or something. It's just been like, you know, you're fat like Michael Moore, you wear glasses like Michael Moore. That's about it. So it's a very superficial comparison, not like, you know, ideological.
I think you guys have
or
a few
whatever.
things in common.
I like Michael Moore's documentaries. You know, I do agree with some of the criticisms of him. You know, he is kind of a hypocrite if you really take a closer look at him, but that really doesn't detract from the message of what he's saying. So, someone's personal hypocrisy or flaws really don't interest me much if they're saying something compelling.
Okay, so talking a little bit about YouTube, is this what you do full time? Is this like your income?
Yeah.
And what do you see as the best possible future for you with YouTube? Well, how do you want that to play out? Best case scenario.
It gets back into speculation about my own future, but I'll guess I'll answer it anyway. I don't know. I mean, YouTube could go a few different ways. The one thing that really bothers me about the way YouTube is set up now is that it's so culturally relevant, and yet it's a major communications platform, and yet it's still controlled by a large corporation who gets to dictate what sort of content they're going to allow or not allow. And to me, when something really becomes so culturally pervasive that it's used by that many people, I think there should be more. I think it really should be protected by the Constitution, for the First Amendment right to free speech. I don't know if we'll ever come to a point where the Constitution is interpreted like that, but you know, I mean, if you side with the more liberal approach to the Constitution, which is that it is a living document that can be reinterpreted based on the times you're living in, which I think it's insane to interpret it as static because it was written in the fucking 1770s. And that's fucking madness to be like, we should stick to this to the letter. No. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll come to that idea one day where we'll realize that people need to, you know, the freedom to express themselves on whatever the cultural forum is of the day, and not be denied admission because of some ideological bias within the chambers of some corporation's power center.
Okay, I want to talk about Justin Bieber for a minute.
Yeah.
I know your feelings about him.
Right.
I saw in one of your videos you said...
No, you're talking about my public feelings, not my hidden sexual... You know, okay. Just making sure, because for a second there I was scared.
I was talking about your hidden sexual feelings, actually. Well, that's what this question is actually about.
It's okay. He's over 18 now.
You said in one of your videos that people often will, you know, teeny boppers will say, "Oh, you're just jealous of him. You're jealous of him." And you say, "Of course, we're jealous of him." I think I'm jealous of him. Would you change places with Justin Bieber if you could?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, probably, because he's. I can deal with being hated by a bunch of people, you know. And he's so fucking rich. I wouldn't behave the same way he did. If I would trade a place with Justin Bieber, I would stop publicly being Justin Bieber. I would just take the money I'd made and go off and do something else with my life. You know, because it'd just be like, why not? If he trade in my fucking fat 28-year-old body for like a fit, like how old is he? 19, 20, something like that. Sure, I'll take it. I'll have to get those stupid tattoos removed and replaced maybe with something cooler, but change my name. So basically, I'd be Justin Bieber, but I wouldn't actually be Justin Bieber.
Do you think that human beings have a predetermined destiny?
Man, this is a question I've always avoided simply because it really doesn't matter, does it? I mean, if the illusion of free will is so pervasive that we literally cannot escape it within our own minds, then what does it really matter? I mean, if you believe that everything is pure physics and that the laws of physics can be determined to the point where we literally know what everything will do, then of course then there would be some sort of deterministic state. But it wouldn't actually be it really is not determinism, because it's not determined by like any sort of conscious choice. It's just like what would have always happened if you set up the factors of the fucking creation of the universe. You know, every little thing that happens in it was what was going to happen, because that's just, you know, that's just how it happens.
That's a really interesting answer that you say. It doesn't really matter if we do or not.
But you know, I don't think it matters. It's kind of like, I remember I was reading a Conan the Barbarian story where Conan was basically, some philosopher asked Conan, what if the world is an illusion? He said, well, if the world is an illusion, then I'm an illusion too, so it's real enough to me.
That's good. I want to talk about black holes. What do you think the center of a black hole might be like, and just what are your thoughts about black holes in general?
Did you say black hole or black hoe?
Black hose. The center of a black
center
hole.
of a black hoe. I've been there. No. The center of black. Well, what am I supposed to really answer that? Like, Stephen Hawking can't figure that shit out. I mean, the physicists can't figure out what the fuck goes on. It really the laws of physics as we know them literally break down. So, like, I don't know. It could be like an old man just sitting on his porch playing a banjo. Welcome to the black hole, y'all. Yeah, you don't know. It could be any fucking thing.
Okay, you and your brother seem very close now that I've gotten to meet you both. How are you guys similar and how are you different? And is your brother your best friend, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's tied for best friend with my wife. We're very similar in some ways. I'd say I'm a little bit more sentimental. Maybe he's a little bit more irritable, but we're pretty similar people.
Have you ever found yourself questioning your atheism?
I've had moments where I've thought to myself, the cosmos is so bizarre. When you really study the universe and the nature of existence, it's like, man, things are really very strange. They're not at all like they seem on the surface. So you think maybe behind the curtain there is fucking God. Maybe yeah, there he is. But there's no reason to believe that. It's just there's no reason to can't totally write it off as a possibility. But if there was a God, it's not the fucking God that human beings have created. It's not the fucking bearded, it would be something so much more complicated and profoundly complicated. Just hugely interesting. Think about the size of the fucking cosmos. There's fucking trillions upon trillions upon trillions of fucking stars and fucking more galaxies than you can shake a stick at. Think of the size of our planet. The sun is fucking gigantic compared to our planet. And there's stars out there that the sun is like a speck compared to them. And then you think that star's big? No, there's fucking galaxies that are fucking tens of fucking billions of stars. And then those galaxies are all clustered. There's galaxy clusters of fucking galaxies. And there's fucking billions of clusters. So we're fucking tiny. We're tiny. You have an idea how small we are? We're the fucking Who's. We're living on the fucking snowflake. Okay? One day the snowflake is gonna fucking hit the ground and we're all gonna die. But we'll probably all be dead before that even happens. I don't even remember what the question was.
Do you think religion does any good?
No.
But why is that?
Why? Because everything good that religious people do, atheists can do just as easily. I mean, I've given to charities. I've fucking helped people out that were in bad situations. I've fucking maybe not been a fucking upstanding moral citizen or some shit, but I mean, I've done good things for people. I've tried to help. I've tried to be empathetic and sympathetic and kind. I mean, it's obviously my kindness is not usually of the sort of politeness, but I try to be empathetic to other people on this planet and try to recognize that I don't want to be an obstacle to them. I don't want to fuck with them. I don't want to mess with their fucking lives because I don't like it when people do that to me. So I don't think there's anything that, me believing a fucking 2,000-year-old carpenter fucking was nailed to some sticks because a fucking couple of fucking naked morons ate some fruit, at the beginning of the universe because a snake told them to. For every good moral in the Bible, there's 50 fucking passages about how if you drop your baby in the mud, you should probably step on him because he's sinful now. There's everyone you think you've heard all the crazy shit in the Bible, and then you'll hear something else oh yeah, and then God fucking sent a bear to kill a bunch of children because they made fun of this guy's bald spot. It's oh yeah, that's justified. Oh yeah, and then Lot offered his daughters to be raped to the angry mob. Oh, okay. Yeah, this seems like a good book. This seems really moral. And the fucking shitty thing about the Bible too is that despite being violent and perverted, it's still a boring fucking book. It's not even interesting. So religion doesn't even have that going for it.
My brother Gabe, who's the character Zuni on my channel, introduced me to TJ's channel, and I told Gabe that you would say a shout out to him just for as a thank you for us meeting.
His name is Gabe.
It's Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe. Yes. A shout out. Gabe! There you go.
That's perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.